So when did it become popular to praise quitting? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about U.S. Olympic athlete Simone Biles quitting the Olympics after a subpar performance, at least up to her standards, at the Olympics. Now, there's a lot I want to say. I'm kind of late putting this out, but it doesn't even really matter because it's hot on my mind right now, and I got to say something. Now, if you guys don't know, Simone Biles is probably the top female gymnast in the country, maybe even the world. Very skilled, very talented, very famous. She's been on commercials, been on television shows, and I like what she brings to the table. However, she had a less than stellar performance at one event. I think what happened was, and forgive me, I'm no gymnast. I don't know the terms specifically, but I'll link to everything for my sources in the description box below. But she's supposed to do a 2.5 turn thing, but she only did 1.5 turns and she landed poorly. She almost didn't land because she got quote unquote lost in the air. So she almost really didn't land, but it was a rough landing, didn't do the full turn. It was kind of a mess. Now, after the rough landing, there was kind of a meeting with some of the medical people there, and people didn't know what was going on. They're checking their phone. They're trying to see what's happening. And then I think around that time is when she announced, or when they announced, that she wouldn't be going forward in the Olympics, at least for right now. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll tighten up, get it together. But as of right now, which is Tuesday, July 27th, 2021, she's done with the Olympics. Now, her reasoning, Simone Biles, that is that she didn't perform well and she's having some mental issues that are preventing her from performing very well. And she doesn't want to go out there and make the rest of the team suffer, because if she has a bad time out there, that'll reflect badly on her teammates, and she doesn't want that. So she wants to step back and let them handle it. Now, when she told her teammates this, they're freaking out, of course, because that's their leader. This is their leader. This is their best quote unquote player. And if they lose her, that's going to damage their chances of being able to win gold in the Olympics overall, because, you know, your strongest link go out. What are you going to do? Imagine if you have Jordan saying, you know what, man, I'm not really in the game mentally. I need to go ahead and just step back some games in the finals and let you guys handle it. Scotty, you got it. Don't even worry about it. Dennis, I know you're going to get them rebounds. Or how about LeBron saying, you know what, hey, Chris Bosh, it's in your hands, man. Go out there, drain them 3-point shots and win the game. I'm having a hard time mentally. I'm going to step back for a game or two. That's the equivalent of what Simone Biles did. Now, before I go any further, I want to say this. If Simone Biles is dealing with a mental problem, hey, go ahead and get that taken care of. I'm not trying to diagnose somebody or undiagnose somebody. I'm not here for that. However, there's a few things wrong with the reaction from the media and the general public. I'm seeing a ton of praise for her decision. Oh, she's so brave, talking about mental problems and anxiety and all this, that, and the third. And I can't help but remember how other players that have had similar things go on with them have been treated. And as a matter of fact, I have a great example, a recent one. A guy by the name of Ben Simmons on the Sixers out in Philadelphia, basketball player. What he did was kind of a combination of things, just not performing very well in the team, kind of diva behavior or whatever, which had kind of been well documented. But one play that really brought the camel's back is when he was going for a layup, or it could have been a layup, and rather than taking the layup, he passed the ball, and then the guy wound up getting fouled, and he just didn't hit the shot. But he had a wide open layup. I'm talking about if the net, the rim and all of that is right here, his hand was right here. Rather than just laying the ball in the bucket, he passed it. And why did he do that? Well, he was afraid that if he was to get fouled and miss the layup, then he would not make the free throws. You see, he had anxiety about going to the free throw line because he had been missing. And if you're going to be a guard in the NBA, you got to hit your free throws. You know, anybody, I mean, that's for everybody, really. Even the big men like Giannis and Shaq back in the day, everyone's got to hit free throws. But if you're a guard and you're one of the star players on the team next to Joel Embiid, you got to hit them free throws. But he was not hitting them. and he was afraid he would not do it, so he passed the ball. That right there has sparked trade rumors. His teammate kind of threw him under the bus. It's like, yeah, maybe we had a chance, but it was a layup and it got missed. And then when they asked the coach, Doc Rivers, do you think Ben Simmons can be the point guard going forward on your team? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Threw him under the bus. And quite frankly, it's kind of rightfully so because, hey, you might be going through something or whatever. Okay, that's fine. However, we have a team to run. We're trying to win games. Whatever you got going on, you got to handle it, but we're here to win games. If you can't help us do that, then we can't have you on the team. And that is a general mentality. It was the same thing with another guy on the Sixers, coincidentally, by the name of Markelle Fultz. I think he might have been the first overall draft pick or a very high draft pick. He had mental problems too. He'd go out there and miss wide open layups, brick free throws. He would be very inconsistent. It was just really weird. He had kind of a hitch on his motion of free throwing, like he was scared to shoot it. A lot of anxiety, a lot of problems. And it was clear some mental problems were going on. And rather than that being the focus, it was he sucks. He's a bust. Get him out of here. That's what it was for Markelle Fultz. And when he went to a different team, he flourished. He was doing very well. But that's not really covered as much as when he was struggling on the Sixers, okay? I can give you story after story after story about guys, men, males, having mental problems, struggling, and not getting gold trophies for it. But when you're talking about Naomi Osaka, excellent female tennis player, she's giving all kind of flowers and trophies and awards, talking about, oh, I don't want to go to Wimbledon. I don't want to go to U.S. Open because my mental state. I don't like talking to the media because of mental state. Meanwhile, you don't like talking to the media, but I see you on TV all the time, all kind of commercials, all kind of endorsements, all kind of podcasts and interviews and everything else. Oh, but you don't like the TV. You don't like speaking to the media. What you don't like is the criticism. And if that's the case, then that's fine. But just say that. Don't make it be like, oh, I got anxiety and I can't do X, Y, and Z. If that's the case, I can't tell. You have some selective anxiety. Now, as far as Simone Biles, I'm not sure what's happening. I've never seen him do this before. But I feel like people kind of, what the cool kids say, leaning into this whole thing about mental issues and anxiety is kind of a trend. It's kind of a fad. I'm not saying it's the case in Simone Biles' situation. However, the praise she's getting from the media from doing this stems from that. Stunning and brave. Just like if you got somebody like Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Big Bruce Jenner, when they became Caitlyn, it was this whole big thing. Stunning and brave, gave him an award, all this and that and the third. Things that should be considered personal issues you're dealing with are now being seen as triumphs. And it's kind of strange. Some of these things are legitimate mental problems you need to go holler at a doctor for. But rather than that just being that, saying, hey, this is not really a good thing that I'm going through this, nor is it a bad thing. It's just a thing. I'm not saying these things don't exist. Of course they do. But should it be a thing where you rewarded for having problems? You should be rewarded, as I close, as an athlete for your performance on the field or the court or wherever you are. If Simone Biles goes out there and she does very well, reward her for that, rather than rewarding her for not going out there and not doing well because she has a mental problem, allegedly. Same thing with Naomi Osaka. If she goes out there and she beats Serena Williams, she beats X, Y, and Z competitor, the top people in the world, get praised for that, rather than getting praised for having some kind of mental issue. That's the way it should be in sports. It should be about a meritocracy. Are you performing well or not? That should be it. All the other stuff, hey, I have no judgment for you. Go out there, handle your business. But that shouldn't be included in whether you are a great athlete or not. Actually, as I close through this time, being a great athlete is overcoming adversity. Everybody has issues they dealt with in the past. I know Simone Biles did. I know a lot of guys and girls have. People have been homeless, suicidal, or whatever. The greatness of an athlete is being able to overcome all those things and perform at a very high level all the time. That separates your good athletes, your okay athletes from the greats. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Simone Biles should be getting praised for coming out and saying that she has a mental issue and needs to take a little bit of time, a little bit of break away from the team, and I don't want them to suffer. If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or should it just be something simple as, I'm having some issues, let me go handle it? That's kind of where I'm at with it. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to go out there and do that, then you can't maintain this title of the best in the world. That can't be it. You kind of go down to just a regular person. Now, if you're able to tighten up, get it together, and then come back and perform well, now you be the great or one of the greatest. But it's all about your performance on the field. That's it. All the other stuff, the off the field stuff, is irrelevant. Okay, if it's about philanthropy, things of that nature, then a lot of guys that cannot perform well would be better than the guys that can perform well. Let it be about performance, and that's it. That's just my viewpoint, but whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.